What's a relevant key risk indicator? Well, preferably it's got that link to the risk. So when there is the risk, so the risk is emerging, it's being realized, that it does actually give a signal. And it rarely gives a misleading signal. We saw in a previous workshop, we saw this diagram over on the right-hand side. And the idea here is we've got, in that case, it was making a decision, but here we've got a key risk indicator. So if we imagine we've got a key risk indicator that says you've got an issue here, and the reality is you've got an issue, then that's good because the key risk indicator fired, and in fact it fired correctly. Or similarly, if there isn't an issue in reality and the KRI doesn't fire, there's no signal, well, that's good too, because you haven't spent time looking into something when actually there isn't an issue at all. But of course, what we want to try and minimize are the other two. It's the ones where in reality there's not an issue, but we get a signal from the key risk indicator, so it's a misleading signal, and we spend time then looking into it, and in fact it's not really an issue at all that we need to worry about. Or what is really a worse scenario is there is a serious issue that's going on, but the KRI doesn't fire, we don't detect it through the KRIs, and then of course we've got a sort of a false sense of security in a way. We think everything's fine, but actually it's not, and of course that's the more serious situation. So we want ideally with a relevant KRI to have as few of those misleading signals as possible, but in all likelihood there will always be some misleading signals, and that's why critical thinking is so important.